We're going to be looking at the graphs of quadratic inequalities. My directions say to choose the inequality that matches the graph. What I want you to notice about all of these expressions on the right-hand side of the inequality is that they're all the same. So I'm really not so much interested in that part of the inequality as I am the actual inequality symbol. I need to determine, am I looking for an inequality that's greater than, less than, greater than or equal to, or less than or equal to. And one thing I want you to notice about the graph of my parabola is that I have a solid line here for this parabola. When you have a solid line, it means that you want to include the points that are on that line. So you want to have the little equal to sign under your inequality. So we can eliminate choice A and choice B. Right? I need that little equal to sign under here to include the points. Now there's a couple of different ways that I could go about figuring out which of these two answers is my correct answer. I can choose a test point if I wanted to. And a test point is just any point that's in the shaded part. So like this point right here, this is the point 0, -10. Remember that every point in the shaded region is a solution to your inequality. So when I'm choosing a test point, in this case the point 0, -10, and I put that into my inequality, it has to make my inequality true in order for it to be a solution. If I put 0, -10 into choice C, I would have -10 is greater than or equal to -0 squared minus 4 times 0 minus 2. So that would give me -10 is greater than or equal to -2. And that's not true. So I know that that answer is not correct. If I use that same test point for choice D, I would have -10 is less than or equal to -0 squared minus 4 times 0 minus 2. I get -10 is less than or equal to -2. And that's true. -10 is less than -2. So I know that my answer is D. I also want to look at a different way to figure out the answer. And one way that you can figure out the answer by looking at your graph here is to put your pencil on the vertex and draw an arrow in the direction that the shading part is. I'm shading down. So I'm shading numbers less than this y coordinate here. And less than is this symbol right here, less than or equal to. So my answer is D. In this problem, I have a solid line on my parabola, so I know that I want to include the little equal to sign. So that means that I can eliminate choice A and choice C. I'm going to put my pencil on the vertex and I'm going to point in the direction that I'm shading, and I'm shading below. So I want to shade less than, so that is option B. Here again, I have a solid line for my parabola, so I know that I want to include the points that are on that line. So I have to either have A or D for my answer. And again, I'm going to put my pencil on the vertex, and in this problem, I want to shade up or greater than, so that answer is A. In this problem, the line for my parabola is dotted. I'm going to make that a little bit easier to see. So when I have this dotted line, that means I do not want to include the points that are actually on the line. So I'm either strictly greater than or strictly less than. So I can eliminate choice A and choice B. And again, I'm going to put my pencil on the vertex. And in this case, I want to shade below the line. So I want values less than. So that is answer choice C. In this example, I have a dotted line for my parabola. So again, that's either strictly less than or strictly greater than. So I can eliminate choice A and choice C. I'm going to put a pencil on the vertex. And in this case, I am shading down or less than. So that's choice B.